Oh, wow. Okay. Hi, I'm E.D. Lewis, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, you know the drill. Hit that like, hit that subscribe with the little bell, so you'll get notifications on my newest videos, and also please leave a comment down below. I am pleased to bring you, finally, after some struggle of trying to figure it out for, what has it been, months now since I even was thinking about doing this? Yeah, probably like that. It's been months. I finally have an original tag. My original idea didn't pan out. I didn't write down all the thoughts I had on it, and I kind of pushed it to the side, forgot some things, tried to recreate it, didn't work out. My second one, just sounded stupid to me. And the third one that I came up with, it had already been done. So I came up with this one, and this is the one we're going with. So this is an original book tag by me. It is called The Season of the Witch book tag. So I'm going to take each of the letters of the word witch, and they each will stand for an individual prompt. And there's 5 prompts plus a tag down below it. So we'll get to that in a bit. So tag number 1. Get my books situated here. I don't exactly have them in order. Oh, it's fine. Okay, so number 1. W is for Wicked, a book featuring insidious intentions. The book I chose for this, by the way, it's perfect timing for this tag because we're in spooky season now. So, you know, Season of the Witch, spooky season, works out great, is The Exorcist. This is the one. I could have actually used this for a different prompt that I have, but I went with it. I'm going to put it over here. So, The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Basically, if you've not seen the movie or read the book, which the book's a little different from the movie, it's about a little girl who gets possessed by a demon. At the same time, a police detective is actually investigating a murder, a mysterious murder, and it might have its connections to black masses and demonic activity. So, I mean, if you've seen the movie, you kind of know what's going on, but the book does go more in with the detective story, so it makes a little more of a supernatural detective story, but you still get a lot of the scenes that are also in the film. Plus, the film was written by Blatty himself also, and he actually directed the third film, which I've not read the book that it's based on, but I have seen the movie, and it's an interesting film. There's 2 different cuts of it. So, I chose The Exorcist because, I mean, demonic possession, a demon has insidious intentions. So that's the book I chose for that. Alright, prompt number 2. I is for itchy. And I don't mean like itchy eyes. So sorry if I put that idea in your head. Name a book that left you squirming or got under your skin. And the book I actually chose for this is Dracul by Dacre, Stoker, and J.D. Barker, which I've done a review on before. It's the prequel to Dracula, and it's about Bram Stoker and his siblings and their mysterious nanny named Ellen. And they try to uncover the secrets of her, especially after she disappears, and try to find out, you know, the mystery about her, where she comes from, her past, and where she went, and what was she. So, I mean, it's a prequel to Dracula, so you kind of know, you know, where this is going, so. But it's a good book, and like I said, when I did the review, it has some creepy moments that really get under your skin and kind of left you squirming. It was just really, it left me kind of antsy. It made me cringe a lot, and there were parts where I was literally like, I would hear a sound, and I'm like, what was that? So, because I literally, I heard a sound, I think one time I looked at the window, and I'm like, what was that sound? What did that? So, very few books have ever done that to me, so this is one of them. So, that was my pick for, itchy. So, next is T is for traumatic. I actually have 2 books for this one, which in this tag, you don't have to pick multiple books. You can also pick short stories, too. So, short stories, novellas, novelettes, novels, you know, even nonfiction if it works in this case. But, you know, a book that left you uncomfortable, or, you know, it was traumatic for the characters involved in the book. And the main book I actually chose for this is a book I recently had finished. I'll pull up the cover right here. I was actually listening to it on audio. But I pulled up a picture of the book, and it's Let the Right One In. It's also called Let Me In by John Lindqvist. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. It is, if you've ever seen the movie Let Me In, or the Swedish film Let the Right One In, then you know what this is about, or if you've read the book. It's about a little boy who is insidiously bullied by his peers, and he meets this mysterious girl in the courtyard of the apartment complex that they live in. And a series of bizarre murders happens in his little town. So, without giving any more away, this book does have some trigger warnings, and it left me rather uncomfortable to even listen to. But getting past that, it was an excellent book. I like both films. I do plan on doing a review on this sometime soon. So, Let the Right One In, or Let Me In by John Lindqvist. The other one I actually chose for this prompt as an alternative is Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. Sorry about that. Because it was, you know, there's a lot of traumatic things that happen to the children in this book. I've done a review on this before, but if you haven't read it, it's about these children and their mother. The father dies, and they need, you know, they're starting to lose money. They can't really afford the home they're living in. But their grandmother, who they have never known about, never met, has written to them and said that they can come live there, but the children have to live in the attic because the children were a product of incest between the mother and their father, who turns out to be their mother's half-uncle. And the things that they had to live in, the conditions they had to live in this attic, and by the hyper-religious, fanatical religious grandmother, and all the terrible stuff that, you know, happens at it. And there's more incest because the two eldest children actually fall in love with each other. So, uncomfortable situations and trauma. So, all right. C is for chilling. What's a book that gave you goosebumps? And the book I actually chose is one of the other few books that's ever, you know, literally given me a reaction, and that is Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House, where a team of, well, they're kind of an amateur team of paranormal investigators, really, because not all of them are. There's just one, really, who go and investigate this house and live in this house for a while, and they see if they can pick up on anything, have any strange experiences. And there are some frightening scenes in this book. I'm not really giving much of a synopsis here. I've done a review on it, and, you know, we're not focusing on a review, so I'm just giving a brief overview. That's what, you know, general what it's about. And this house has a past to it, and so it's kind of an evil house and the things that, you know, come with it. Now, it does kind of have a psychological point, because one of the characters, more or less, the main character herself, she has a bit of trauma and stuff. She's very introverted, and so it's kind of a question of how much is real, how much is in her head of the weird things that's happening. I mean, there are things where they are all experiencing things together, or more than one person is, but there are some really creepy, kind of chilling scenes in this book. So, and the film version, the original film version, and the Netflix series are both excellent adaptations. I mean, the Netflix one does change the story quite a bit, and it invents a lot of stuff, but it's still really good. And the original film from the 60s is also quite good. All right, and finally, H, Hellish. Name a book that, you know, you would, you know, consider has risen from the depths of hell. And the book I chose, I could have chose The Exorcist for this, but I chose In a Dark Place by Carmen Reed, and Al Snedeker with Ray Garton. It is the book that it's the book based on the events that inspired the film The Haunting in Connecticut. This is the story of the Snedeker family that move into a house that's relatively cheap for the condition it is. It is a funeral home, and the strange occurrences that happen in the funeral home. Whether if you believe the events to be true or not, the way this book is written, it's written more like a novel. And I have not done a review on this. I will do a review on this, and also the movie as well. Haunting in Connecticut. I don't know if I'll do them together or not. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure yet. But it's definitely creepy, and it's, rather hellish, kind of the weird stuff that goes on, and it's a little disturbing. So I could even throw this in the trauma. This one will work on multiple levels, and I also could have thrown The Exorcist into this prompt as well. So those are the prompts. I will have them typed down below in the description, and now I'm going to tag a few people. I'm going to tag 3 people. So I'm going to tag John of Books of Blood. I haven't picked on Regina for a while in a tag, so I'm going to tag Regina of Regina's Haunted Library, or Batilda, and maybe Mindy from Mindy's Book Journey. So those are the 3. I mean, I wouldn't mind opening this one up to anybody, but I kind of just want to get it going with just, with some people in particular. You know what? Let me do this instead. Okay, I still tag those 3 people, but also I'm going to tag anybody who'd be interested in doing this tag as well. So I tag all of you out there, but I do specifically tag those 3 people: John of Books of Blood, Regina or Batilda of Regina's Haunted Library, and Mindy from Mindy's Book Journey. So that's what I got for you, and I hope you enjoyed this tag, and I hope to see what comes of it. So this is kind of exciting for me. A little nerve-wracking doing my first original book tag, and I hope it goes well. So I'll see you next time with another book-related video. I don't know if it'll be a review or what it will be, but we shall see. Probably a review. So anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.